Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa, and today I want to talk to you about the reasons why you may not be growing as a person. Sometimes life has a way of throwing big changes at us, like having a baby, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, and those things force us to grow indefinitely, usually for the better. We learn from it, we become more mature, we learn what to do and what not to do, and some of you may have gone through situations that have forced you to grow. But what if that's it? What if you are stuck in the same place you've been for years? Mentally, emotionally, you still make the same mistakes time and time again, you still have the same job, you still make the same amount of money. I call that being stuck. And there are many reasons why you may be stuck and not improving. But if you're like me and many people, you have one or more mistaken beliefs that prevent you from growing. Now, before we begin, I want to preface this video by stating that these are not my ideas. I got these ideas from a book called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell, which I'll link down below. Which, if you haven't read it, please do yourself a favor and read it. In fact, read anything by John Maxwell. He's wonderful. It's a great book if you just want to improve yourself and take your life and growth to the next level. And no, this video is not sponsored. I just really love to read, and he's someone I looked up to for years. And all of these misconceptions I've experienced in my own life. So here's the thing. We all have like a cap, right? There's only so much we can handle at the level we're at right now in our life. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm a real estate agent, and I remember when I first started out, I went to a training where the instructor said, okay, all you agents, how many of you want to make millions of dollars? And of course, everyone's hand shot up. And then he said, okay, now let's picture I have a referral of a person that wants to sell their $10 million home. How many of you would honestly feel comfortable taking that listing right now? And everyone's hand that was up, including mine, kind of slowly began to shrink down. And he said, you know why that is? Because you're not ready. You are not the kind of person right now that can handle a $10 million listing and all the responsibilities that come with it without screwing it up. And that's the point I want to drive home, is that we all picture, this life with all this money and, success. But you need to become the kind of person that can handle a life like that. Because I'm sure from the outside it must look really nice, for the people that have a six-figure income or they're millionaires and they have all this success and, they buy whatever they want, they do whatever they want. But those people at that level that experience that kind of success have problems that, the people that are not at that level can't even picture. They have all kinds of issues. So you need to become a person that can handle a life like that. Not just the spending and, if I had the money I'd buy this, but also dealing with the problems that come with it. The space of where you are right now and where you want to get to, that space in between is called a growth gap. And hopefully with this video we can help you bridge it, okay? So without further ado, these are the 8 growth gaps preventing you from reaching your potential. Misconception number 1, the assumption gap. You are assuming you will automatically grow. So the number 1 mistake we all make is that we assume that we're just gonna grow, like the way we used to when we were kids. You knew as you were a kid and you were getting older that one day you were gonna look different. But once we become adults, that's no longer the case. People always want to improve their circumstances, but never themselves. You don't improve just by living. You have to be intentional about it. Misconception number 2, the knowledge gap. You don't know how to grow. Do you have a plan for your personal growth? If you said no, I'm sorry, but I'm going to call BS. Of all the misconceptions, this is the only one I'm going to call you out and say there's absolutely no excuse. Figure out where you need to grow and how you're going to do it. There are so many free resources out there. Take advantage of them. Misconception number 3 is a timing gap. It's not the right time or I'm not ready. There is a question in the book that says there are 5 frogs sitting on a log. If 4 decide to jump, how many are left? If you answered 1, you're wrong. There are still 5 frogs sitting on a log. Why? Because there's a big difference between deciding to jump and actually doing it. The longer you wait to do something, the more likely it will not happen. Whether you feel like it or not, now is the time to start growing. Because one thing we never get back is time. And in reality, you're never going to get much done if you're still not ready. Misconception number 4, the mistake gap. I'm afraid of making mistakes. Growing is messy, and yes, you will probably look like an idiot, but it will get better. So welcome the mistakes and take them as evidence of growth. Misconception number 5, the perfection gap. The thought that it needs to be perfect before you start. And And I get you. You want to start with the best foot forward and figure out the best way to do it. But think of it like driving on an unfamiliar road at night. Ideally, you would like to see the whole road before you start. However, when you start, a little more of the road is going to be revealed to you, and more so as you keep going. And growing is the same. Start moving first so you can see more of the way. Misconception number 6, the inspiration gap. I just don't feel like it. Look, I get it. You barely make it through the day as it is. You know, maybe you're even a little depressed, so it drains even more energy out of you. If you're waiting just to feel motivated enough to do it, you're going to be waiting a long time. Motivation is a trap. Accept that you're not going to be motivated and just do it. Then you'll be motivated. It's a byproduct. You're more likely to act yourself into feeling than feel yourself into action. So act. Misconception number 7 is the comparison gap. Others are better than me. Yes. Yes, they are. And that's fantastic. Embrace the fact that there are people better than you and learn from them. Great people are willing to share their ideas, and you can only learn from someone if they're ahead of you. You know, studies have shown that you become the average of the 5 people you spend your most time with. So embrace this gap and take advantage. Misconception number 8, the expectation gap. I thought it would be easier than this. I don't know why you thought that. Nothing good comes easy. But the good thing is, it won't be hard forever, and you can take steps to expedite this transition. It all starts with preparation. You cannot change your destiny overnight, but you can change direction overnight. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below which of the 8 misconceptions resonated most with you.